All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
All right, and we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
All right, Rob will be taking all your questions, concerns, comments, burns, whatever you want to say. He'll send his favorites over to us. Make sure to tag at Star City Games, and we will get those answered for you. All right, so we are continuing our exploration of Historic, a format that neither of us have explored a ton. You know, like I said, I've been playing a little bit in between rounds on stream and stuff, but nothing dedicated to test for a tournament or something because, well, there's no tournaments in Historic yet. But the format looks really sweet. We get to play some of the decks that we've really liked in the past, and this is one of the decks that I've really liked, is Golos Fires. Just being able to put a bunch of zombies into play, as well as have some new toys to play with, as well as like Shatter the Sky. You still got Deafening Clarion for aggro. It seems like it's just very good against aggressive decks, and still has game against, you know, it seems like everything. Mono Blue might just absolutely destroy this deck too, though, now that I think about it. Everything's sorcery speed. Yeah. Mono Blue just could be well positioned.
It definitely could be. Yeah. It has historically been pretty good against the ramp decks. When they get to Teferi, you can get awkward.
True.
But outside of that, though, especially with the pirate heavy lists, like they have more conditional counterspells, so sometimes you can just ramp outside of them.
That's true too, yeah.
But I am going to valiantly try to beat down against your Golos Fire stack with a little Gruul Aggro special.
Little Gruul beatdowns, huh? Featuring Burning Tree?
Burning Tree Emissary, we've got some Llanowar Elves, got Questing Beast, Embercleave is a nice finisher.
Questing Beast and Embercleave are two cards I'm afraid of. That's for sure,
So I've got some creatures that can live through Clarion. I'm actually a little bit more afraid of Shatter the Sky because I've got, you know, Gruul Spellbreaker that can be a 4/4. I've got Lovestruck Beast, though Clarion will clear away all the 1/1s.
Yeah.
So I might have to like leave back at a Llanowar Elves in my hand or something. And then I also have Questing Beast. So plenty of cards that can live through Clarion, so that should help. Hopefully I can navigate my way around a potential Shadow the Sky, and just finish you off with Embercleave, because the late game definitely belongs to you.
Yeah,
I think one of the reasons these Golos decks, and especially just Field of the decks in general, are built with so many main deck cards against aggro, is that Field of the Dead offers so much inevitability against mid-range and control decks that you can just afford to build your main deck almost pre-sideboard against aggressive decks.
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, that's what I've seen whenever I've played Historic too. It's like a lot of mono red where you get some juiced up cards, and just other beatdown decks, and then Golos, you know, and that's kind of the metagame that I have seen in my limited experience with it, but it is pretty wide
decks
open.
Are probably keeping mono blue in check. If
Probably.
there's enough mono red, I might have to get some Cerulean Drakes in my sideboard.
There you go. You go.
That actually really, like, mono red used to be a horrible matchup for mono blue around the time you were playing it. Like,
yeah, kind of. We really didn't really find it that way. Like, we were surge marrying, and, you know, I mean, sometimes we would get chain whirlered, but we were going like 50-50 data-wise with mono red with the list we had. I don't know how much different you had, but
50-50 still isn't great.
Yeah.
I would say the matchup then favors red. But
and it's 50-50 with like Reed Duke and Huey on one side against, you know, your average Magic Online mono red player. So, you know, maybe the matchup was a little worse, but we were coming out at least even.
But Cerulean Drake is huge in that matchup, giving you an easy way, target for Curious Obsession or just playing defense against their creatures.
Yeah.
Playing the matchup after Cerulean Drake, it was like night and day.
Really?
Yeah, it actually, I think, felt slightly favored post board.
Woo! All right. All right, well, you ready to do this?
Yeah, let's go.
You won the first round here with Mono Blue against Esper Hero, but I get to go first this time. All right, let's see what we got.
Continue talking about Mono Blue for the rest of the day.
Oh, I know you're excited. You're loving it. I think I can keep this. We do some ramping.
Sand is kind of slow, but it has some important elements in it, so I'm going to keep.
You're going to keep. Okay, so I'm going to start with this temple because I do want to find at least one more land. I don't really want to Golos right now, so we're going to put that to the bottom.
Oh, that's the worst card in our deck.
Excellent.
Pass the turn.
Okay, decent draw on our part. We're going to take 2.
Looks like a growth spiral.
I don't have any reason to play it now, so I'll pass to you.
Right on time.
Okay, yes.
Desire.
All right, in response. Growth spiral.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with a Golgari Guildgate.
You're up.
Okay.
Get my adventure zone.
Ooh, that was a good draw on our part. An untapped 4th land, so we can go like this and Circuitous route. We're going to shortcut a bit. I'm going to get a Plains for this. And So plains for this. We want to get a white gate. Green-white seems reasonable. We can probably do a better one. You do you, and it doesn't matter too much what I'm getting for lands.
I'm just playing my 5/5 and getting in for one.
Alrighty. So we'll go like this.
17.
And this. Alright.
I will pass the turn.
Okay. So we got lots of lands. Step 1, get lands. Step 2. Step 3, profit. Alright. So we can start with a Field of the Dead, get a zombie.
Yep.
Now we got some options here. I think I just want to... This is close. This is close. There's some upside to doing both of these. All right, we're going to start with just this. Circuitous route. Go get a couple more gates, get a couple more zombies. Let's get all the gates out of our deck. And I already played a land for the turn. Okay, so your go. Hey, we have 6 power as well.
Attack for 5.
I'll triple block.
I'll stomp one of them.
Okay. So these die. Don't worry, they'll come back.
I'll play Llanowar Elves and pass the turn.
Okay. Don't worry, y'all. They'll be back. Were you worried?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go with land. Crisis for
8.
Yep.
So you draw 4, gain 4.
Yep.
Brings you to 21.
And I get 1 Zombone. Okay, pass to you. Our hand is nice. 21 or 22?
I do at 17.
Hit me at 17?
Yeah, you took there was a 1-point attack from the Sheen.
Okay, yep, I missed that one. So I'm at 20.
Questing Beast.
QB.
Pass the turn.
All right. Untap. Top deck Fires is probably something we don't want to play because we have so much mana we don't want to limit ourselves to 2 spells. Is that a good sign?
Not for me.
Okay. Okay. So lots of options here. I think 3, 4, 5. I'm kind of thinking if we take a look at my hand here, Rob, that I want to play these 2. Seems pretty good right now. All right, so let's start with this. Teferi.
Yep.
And we'll bounce Questing Beast. Oh, that's a pretty good one. 3, 4, 5. We'll go with a Golos. Trigger. Go get a field.
Get 2 Zombones.
Yep. All right. And then I'll play a Field of the Dead.
3 Zombones.
Yep.
Making some triangular numbers here.
Yeah, and here I could attack with Krasis to just start getting aggressive, but I actually just want to block Questing Bees, and I'm in complete control, so I'm just going to pass.
And I'm very dead.
Yeah, you are.
Center was much too slow.
Is that hand decent? All right. Golos. Still good. Field of the Dead. Still good. Confirmed.
Unbelievable how fast you get to Field of the Dead.
Yep. That was turn 4. Yeah. I mean, I had the Stone Cold Blade, right? Like just being able to go Growth Spiral into Circuitous Route. Even if I didn't top deck that untapped 4th land, I was still going to be able to go Uro. You know, so it still would have been okay, but top decking the untapped land
you
was
still would
great.
have triggered Field of the Dead on turn 4.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. If I had more... No, yeah, I would have. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You actually would have gotten 2 zombies then because you'd get 7 lands off the Circuitous Route.
Yep, that's right. All right, you want to just continue this trend of 2 pre and then we'll go to post board?
Yeah, let's do it.
I am also a Fire's Fey deck, so I probably don't sideboard very much.
This is kind of like preview season for us. We're just exploring the format.
Exactly. I like it. You got any questions for us, Rob?
Yeah, so with the Golos Fires deck, do you think that the addition of cards like Goblin Ruin Blaster and Ghost Quarter are enough to keep the deck in check, along with a card like Field of the Dead that's already in the format?
No. I don't necessarily think, like, keep in check as in make it a bad deck. I always think Golos, Field of the Dead will be a tier 1 strategy. And I think it's okay to be a pillar of the format. But having those kind of tools, which we'll see in sideboarding here from your end, your little Avalanche Riders, there's ways to make the matchup reasonable. But I don't think it would kill the deck or anything like that.
Well, yeah, just like, make it so that it's playable and not ban worthy again.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, they were close to banning it, and then they thought, hey, this shouldn't be banned. So clearly they did enough testing where they thought, this card wasn't absolutely busted. But I mean, it's still like turn 4 that you play that card, and sure, it slows them down, but destroys a land. I mean, I'm not necessarily a huge believer, but all right. How's your hand?
Not going to win the game by itself. My hand is okay.
Okay. This hand needs a little bit of help from the top, but I still think it's worth it. We're going to try it.
Okay. I've got the elf to start.
Okay. I'm going to scry. I'll keep this on top.
I will play a Gruul Spellbreaker and make it a 4/4.
Okay.
Pass the turn. Wanted to survive Deafening Clarion here.
Makes sense to me. I will go with a mountain and pass.
I will play Robber of the Rich.
Okay.
And attack.
Yep, you definitely have less cards. It's face up, yeah. Robber's face up.
Their face up.
Yeah, and then a land
I don't
you
get
can't
lands
play.
off
Yep. Okay.
Actually, I'm going to attack with all 3 of them because I'm not using this mana.
7.
So you're at 13.
13, yep.
Pass the turn.
All right. Draw. It's not ideal.
Kind of like getting a Field of that out of your deck, though.
Yeah. Go. Not the draw we wanted there. I didn't want to draw that Field of the Dead either, but really didn't want that draw.
Attack for 7 again.
The beat downs.
Bring you to 6.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
I wanted that card though. Ugh.
You're very far away from Shatter the Sky.
Yeah, but I was very close to Deafening Clarion, but I'm just dead.
Yeah, I've got to stomp even if you Clarion me.
Oh yeah, that would have been enough, huh? Yeah, I needed it last turn. My hand definitely needed to be able to cast Clarion on time into Circuitous Route or be on the play. Being on the play I think would have been fine. So
the beatdowns.
The beatdowns got me good. Yep.
When you don't have the sweeper, then the beatdowns are going to be really good against you.
Yeah, or I didn't have Growth Spiral to accelerate. Like my draw was just like very medium to like just not good, And whenever that is, you can definitely take advantage and get under with an aggressive deck like that.
Yep.
So. All right.
Okay, that's going to be our pre-board games. We're going to take a quick break here and come back, do some sideboarding, and then finish up this match between Golos Fires and Gruul Aggro. Don't go anywhere.
All right, and welcome to sideboarding here on Versus Live with Golos Fires up against Gruul Beatdowns. From my end, I don't want to sideboard much, and maybe it would be even incorrect to sideboard this, but Bojuka Bog is so bad, and I never really want to exile your graveyard. So I'm taking out a Bojuka Bog for a Pulse here because I don't think this is a card I would really ever want to Granted for, but it's a card that I would happily draw on turn 3 and be able to kill something.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make this small change.
It's like a sweeper essentially against these.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to bring in that. I mean, so is Deafening Clarion, I guess. But so we're going to make that small change. And then here is going to be our options in case we do get to go. I know this is probably on your cardboard live as well. But But the only thing I'm considering, and I think this is a good lesson for Fae packages, a lot of people are just like, well, I'm a Fae deck, I should never sideboard. That is not true. And like, here's a situation where something I was really considering is I have 2 Wrath effects, and I only want to have 1 in my sideboard, so I was considering leaving 1 in, but Kaya's Wrath is so hard to cast without fires, and sometimes I want to Granted and cast Kaya's Wrath on like turn 5, so I think the only one I could bring in is Planar Cleansing, and I just don't think it's good enough. I think it's a little too slow. So
yeah. On my side, the Lava Coils are definitely the worst cards in our deck, so that was an easy cut. Rune Blaster is the clear winner in the sideboard. Those are definitely coming in. I like Clothis as a threat that survives sweepers and puts you under pressure even as you start making 2/2s. You can also exile Uro from your graveyard.
That's a big one.
So a few good things. You definitely don't want to draw multiples. 1 copy is more than enough.
Yep.
And then I decided to bring in Rampaging Ferocidon. I think it's better than Bone Crusher Giant just because they both die to a Deafening Clarion, so there's no difference there. But this stops Uro from gaining life. It deals you damage when you're making a bunch of 2/2s to stabilize. Can attack through some extra 2/2s because of Menace. So I think it's a pretty clear upgrade. Bone Crusher Giant is not very good because Stomp isn't very good.
Yeah.
And you're not even triggering the static ability of it, the triggered ability, because you're generally killing my creatures with sweepers. So it really just is a 3-mana vanilla 4/3 most of the time.
Yeah, definitely not for this matchup. I agree. But this, I mean, a giant Krasis or Kethis or Kenrith, shutting that down. I think that is a much better upgrade. Yeah. So
and then I've got 7 cards to bring in, so I decided to trim 1 Ambush just because I don't want to draw many removal spells. I think drawing the first copy of this card is pretty good.
Yeah.
To deal with that first Golos or Uro or Kenrith or Krasis.
But then it's so bad if I have like a Wrath heavy hand and I just like Wrath twice and you're just stuck with an ambush. You're like, oh, I wish this was any follow-up, But I do agree the first one can be like really good. So
yeah, especially with Questing Beasts. Like, it skills anything.
Yeah.
So given that you're siding in Ruin Blaster, is there any thought to like the other ways to do with lands in the red enchantments, either Blood Sun or Alpine Moon?
I mean, if you really wanted to hammer home this matchup, you could play something like that. But Rune Blaster is also going to be good against like control decks or other different kinds of fires decks. So you just want to beat down.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like you saw you win very easily that last game by just playing the beatdown role. I think if you try to adjust your deck to slow down to stop the things I'm doing, you're not having as all in of a draw where you can just get free wins that way. So I think you really need to stay true to the deck, bring in 4 hate cards, and I think just Stone Rain on legs seems better to me than Alpine Moon.
Yeah,
because Alpine Moon can also just be fixing for me, which is sometimes really relevant,
especially when it's fixing the colorless land in the deck.
Exactly,
when you're an aggro deck, you just don't want to bring in many reactive cards.
Yeah.
I could see playing one of those cards, so 1 Alpine Moon or 1 Blood Sun.
Yeah.
Because you definitely don't want to draw multiple copies of them.
I think that's reasonable.
Copy, has some value.
All right, this is a classic Golos invention start, right? All right. Ugh. Not great, not the worst. I think it's good enough to keep, but it's not super impressive, that's for sure.
I will certainly keep. This hand looks sweet.
Go.
I have a Llanowar Elves.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, we'll just start with this and pass to you.
So I don't have to be worried of a sweeper next turn. So I'm going to play Burning Tree Emissary.
Okay.
Actually, I don't have anything else to do. I'm going to play this as a 2-1 haste.
Okay.
I really want to beat down.
All right. 18?
Yep. I sense weakness from Corey's draw, especially playing 2 Simic lands to start.
Yep. All right. Destroy non-basic lands?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go like this and pass to you. A little slow start here, but if we don't have anything too crazy on our opponent's side, we might be okay.
Questing Beast.
QB.
Okay. Attack for 8.
All right, down to 10.
That's the turn.
All right.
So, I'm not afraid of a Shatter the Sky here. We could get Clarion, but then the Questing Beast lives.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, let's go with Fires and Clarion.
I guess you could have Fires into Shatter.
Yeah,
that would have been rough. But
that would have been nice.
That requires a lot out of you.
All right, pass to you.
Okay, that was an excellent draw. We needed a 4th land, so we can Rune Blaster kicked.
Brutal.
Blow up the Breeding Pool, I guess.
Okay.
And attack for 6.
Okay.
Brings you to 4.
All right, we need a shatter.
Pass the turn.
Ew. Well, we're at 4?
Yep.
No.
I like my hand in this spot.
Were you gonna have me dead anyways?
Well, if you've got a Shatter, I've got to follow QBE, and if you've got blockers, I have an Ember Cleave. So
Yeah.
I kind of have both bases covered.
I could go like field and double circuitous route to get. That's only 2 zombies, but then that kills me. I needed a Krasis there. I mean, I just kept another hand where I was going to be doing something on turn 4. It was going to be like fires and circuitous route. And then I have a Clarion and stuff, but I think I just have to aggressively mulligan to a good hand.
Yeah.
Like my first hand against you was just a great Golos hand, but everything else has just been kind of clunky, and you've just run me over.
And I think one of the keys there was playing that Rune Blaster on turn 2. I did have a second one. I ended up not playing it.
I figured you had to have had a second one. Yeah.
But even if I didn't, if I just had 2 questing beasts, I think this still would have been right. Just cutting you off at that time, and I did get you to exactly 4.
Yeah.
Which was really important.
And I did top deck Clarion the turn I couldn't play it because I had like Mountain Plains in my hand, but I didn't have it, so I was playing the tap lands to make sure I could cast fires. But if I would have just played a Mountain on time, I could have absorbed a lot of damage. So I think, situational punt there, but maybe it's just a punt because I needed to have the option to do it. Instead, I just played, 2 green-blue lands and then drew Clarion. It's like, oh, great.
Max punish.
Max punished indeed. All right, that was the game I was supposed to win. So now I got to win this game on the play, which, should be okay. But then winning the game 5 on the draw is going to be pretty tricky. So
if you get there.
If I get there, yeah. We've been getting the beatdowns.
So, Ross, you've talked about playing around Shadow the Sky there. Given that you're playing a lot of bigger creatures with 4 or more toughness, do you think about playing around Shadow the Sky differently, given that you'll draw a card if those creatures die?
So it's just about making it is nice to be able to extend a big creature and know that you'll get the card advantage back.
Yep.
But the biggest issue with aggro decks against sweepers is always the tempo advantage that it gains. So you're drawing the extra card, but then you still need to deploy it in time to win the game before they take over with their more powerful effects. So it is going to be contextual. You're going to have to just really think like, what happens next turn when they cast their Wrath? Like, how much damage am I putting out, and how much do I have back? Am I going to be able to kill them within, maybe 2 turns of that?
Yeah. It really is just numbers at that point. Be like, can I put them on a 2-turn clock even if they have it? If so, like, do you need to play a haste creature to get in that point to be able to make it a 2-point clock pass? I mean, everything, like you said, is contextual to the board
so
state,
you really if you've been watching from my side, I've been really trying to put pressure on early, try to force you to have a Clarion or be dead early, then follow it up with a big creature that's going to survive Clarion, and then hopefully sandbag another haste creature so I can really up that pressure.
Yeah.
And the draws where I've been able to do that are the games that I've won.
Yeah, and I think if you would have made the play where you would have just played another Rune Blaster there and took out one of my other lands, and then I Clarion you, I think you maybe don't lose the game on the spot, but I definitely have a chance of getting back in.
Yeah.
Because, that'd be 2 damage less, I go up to 6, then you play Questing Beast, that would have put me down to 6, I think.
It would have been 2 damage each turn, right?
Exactly.
Because I would have gotten in 2 fewer on that first attack, and then I wouldn't have the Rune Blaster on the next attack. So you would have been at 8 instead of 4 there.
Exactly. So like you could have drew a land and Ember cleaved me with Questing Beast and killed me anyways, but I would have you would have gave me a shot to stay in the game if you would have sequenced it in that way.
Yeah.
So
it was really important for me because I didn't have a 4th land in my hand at that point. I drew it the next turn to play the Rune Blaster kicked.
Yeah. And you also had 5 power in play on turn 2. That's pretty messed up.
Yeah, Burning Tree Emissary is a messed up magic card.
It really is.
You weren't playing a lot when it was in standard, were you?
I played a decent amount with it. I think Burning Tree Emissary, like Landfall, I think it was in that Landfall deck when we played PT Milwaukee.
No,
it wasn't?
That was well after, but that's because that's Battle for Zendikar.
That's right. Yeah. No, I guess I didn't really play too much of it then.
Emissary was in Return to Ravnica, or at least it was in Gatecrash, the second side of the block.
Yeah.
And it was messed up.
I was
playing it with Gyre Sage, an evolved creature that made mana for how many counters you had on it.
Yeah.
So you'd go like turn 2 Gyre Sage, it was a 1/2. Then turn 3 Burning Tree Emissary, that would evolve it to a 2/3, and now it tapped for a mana.
Yeah.
And you'd get up to 4. You'd play like a Hell Rider, and then your Gyre Sage would evolve again. So your mana creature is now a 3/4.
Yeah.
And you have a bunch of power. It was
always really good with Evolve. Like it synergized really well with that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm on the play. I think we can keep this. Let's give it a shot at least.
I will be keeping as well.
All
I
right.
could say the words.
Don't want another land here, so I'll pass to you.
True Ross fashion. I have the elf.
Of course, of course. Not a terrible draw there on our part. I think we can just go like this and pass to you.
Robber of the rich.
I've been robbed. I got 6 cards.
I've got 5s.
Okay.
Let's attack and get a card. That's a neat one.
Not bad.
If I cast Granted, do I have a Fey Wishes in Adventure,
I
right?
think you do, yeah.
But I have to cast it for colorless blue because it's no longer under the robber.
Yes, exactly.
So
Okay.
it's 17.
17.
Yeah, so
That'd be spicy.
you're up.
All right. Well, I think I want to just control this board and just Clarion now.
Yep.
And go ahead. So this is still triggered for you. So if you were to attack with
another rogue.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in order to make use of this Lovestruck Beast, I have to Heart's Desire this turn.
Okay.
I could have played Lovestruck Beast last turn, but then if you Clarion, I just don't have the elf.
Yep.
It
So
gets
you
really
need an
awkward.
adventure.
Need that, yep.
And it's a 1/1 life.
it's a Shaheen.
Oh, it's a Shaheen. Okay. God,
Okay.
Shaheen's so lucky. Gets all this camera
I was
time.
really hoping to draw some other thing to do that turn, so I could just Heart's Desire plus Beast on turn 4,
Yeah.
but don't have much. So me not drawing another good card there, and Corey having the Clarion is a double whammy.
Double
That's
whammy.
putting me very far behind.
Oh yeah, I feel a little bit better about this game than the other ones. So fires.
Yep.
Granted.
Yep.
I'll join you in this adventure.
You've got one of your own.
Okay.
You stay away from me. You go on your own adventure.
Now, what do we want to do? We want to play for just in case you have the land disruption spell, but I also want to be able to cast something relevant. I think we are going to go with Nicol Bolas, Dragon God. Past you. We got a reader. We got a reader, y'all.
Okay. Attack for 1.
I'll take it.
Play Lovestruck Beast.
Okay, 16.
Pass the turn.
Play a land. I'm gonna go with Nicol Bolas.
Sure.
This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna destroy this, and then play Fae and pass to you. Try to protect Nicol Bolas here.
Let's Domri's Ambush, the token, and the Nicol Bolas.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Let's take another peek.
Another peek.
Another peek coming in.
Another peek.
All right. We're gonna go with Granted. I'll get Enter the God Eternals. Play this. I'll target me with the cards.
You'll go up to 20.
Okay. Mill myself for 4. Okay. Get a
No
zombie.
Uro,
A mess.
that's at least something.
Yep, that's true. That is something. All right. This is a 4/4 and the beatdowns for 1.
19.
Your go.
Little late, QB. A little late.
QB coming in.
Pass the turn.
All right. All right, this is going to be nice. Granted. Elspeth conquers death. This is a blasty blast. Attack for 5.
14.
Okay, your go. Oh, I guess I should play land.
Okay. Heart's Desire and Lovestruck Beast.
Okay.
You're up.
All right, draw. This is going to go up to chapter 2. Any mana that a gate could produce. So it is a colorless land. Excellent. Excellent. Let's go with Uro. Draw.
23.
23. 6. Let's go with Escape Uro as my second spell.
26.
26. Draw. I will put a land into play. Trigger. And then I will play a Field of the Dead. 2 triggers. And I will get in there for 1 point.
13.
Your turn.
Attack with Luster Beast.
Do I fear the cleave? All right, 6. All right, I'll block with all these.
I will put Uro first, Cedric second,
Okay.
and all the Parnells last. This costs 2 more, but it costs 5 normally, so we can tap out for it.
Yep.
So I'm going to
So
lose the
Uro
Luster
dies with
Beast,
first strike.
then Cedric dies, and 1 Parnell dies.
Okay. All right, done.
Pass.
All right, I'm gonna go with draw. I'm gonna get
Return
Nicol
Nicol
Bolas.
Bolas.
I'm gonna choose loyalty. So this starts on 5.
Draw for turn. Or you already drew. Right.
I think I already drew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got so excited either way. All right, so draw a card. You exile a permanent. Okay, and then I'll go with Teferi.
Sure. Bounce Embercleave.
Let me have my fun here, that's for sure. Okay, so we're gonna go with Teferi as our first spell. I'll go with Growth Spiral as my second spell. I'll put this into play, take 2.
24, get 2 zombies.
Yep, 2 zombies, 2 Justin Purnells.
Still have your land drop.
I'm gonna bounce fires. Draw a card.
Yep.
So let's go with Growth Spiral. Draw. Oh.
Well, I only have 4 spells in my hand.
Yeah. Teferi. I'll bounce Embercleave. Draw. I don't think I could have tapped that where I could have done anything else. All right. We'll also go with fires. Back to where we began. So these were new, and then I'll attack with these.
I will go to 8.
All right, your turn. And when I do my thing, it's way cooler than when you do your thing. Yep.
Sorcery speed.
Oh, yeah.
Attack to fairy.
I'll double block.
Kill your Justin Parnells.
Yep.
You're up.
1 Shaheen kills 2 Justin Purnells.
That is a conversion rate.
All right, tick up. Draw a card. You exile. All right, let's escape Uro. That's 1 spell.
27.
27. Draw a card. Play a land. Get 2 zombies. Play a land. Get 2 zombies. And Krasis for 9.
You go to 31. Draw 4.
Draw 4. All right, I already played a land.
Have exactly 7 cards in hand, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Maybe I'd tick that up. If not, that's okay.
You can only attack for 5.
All right, I'll get in there.
I'm a 3.
All right, your go. It's anyone's game.
Anyone's game.
Anyone's
Just
game.
need a questing beast, right?
Yeah, 1 big questing beast, and we're in.
I'm so unlucky. I drew a Rupon Crag.
Wow,
this game.
This was really within reach from you. Game 5, let's go. I need to win this game 5, otherwise you just lock up the marbles. So this is a very important game to me. So this is how important it is to me.
Nicol Bolas is in your sideboard and the Elspeth Conqueror's Death.
Yeah, and the Elspeth Conqueror's Death. This is so important to me. I'm going to adjust play draw configurations because I think Teferi's on the draw are much worse.
Granted 3 times, right?
Yeah, it was that.
Oh,
that.
and the Elspeth's over here.
Oh, okay.
So you're good.
Okay. So there's a 3. So now I'm going to be taking out Teferi's on the draw. I think they're quite bad. in exchange for just more removal. On the play, I like them. On the play, I like them because they control cleave, but on the draw, I just have to hope for a better draw, you know?
Yeah.
So let's do some mid versus live sideboarding here. I want to take, I think there's a decent amount of them. I would guess 3. All right. Oh, yeah, because I had 3 in hand. That's probably a good reason. So now I want to just play essential or non-essential cards that I would maybe not necessarily want to search for. I don't think any of these are good. I don't think these are good. Now, some of the Wraths I like, so I want to bring in some of those. I could just bring in the other land as well. Maybe Teferi is just better than that. Let's bring in Enter the God Eternals. Let's bring in Kaya's Wrath. And the land, I think. Yeah, we'll leave in 1 Teferi. 1 Teferi is fine. So we're going to leave these in the board, bring these in. Just decent cards to draw, and then still have enough Wraths in the sideboard to be able to Fey for. Kind of the most important thing, so.
Gonna need that Bajuka Bog to cast Kai's Wrath, though.
Yeah, probably. No, I'm going to need that Fires to cast that.
Chat does want me to get on you for when you escape the Uro, you still have to pay the cost for it, even with Fires, because it's an alternate cost.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, did you?
No, I thought it was just casting it.
Yeah, I thought it was
Does
casting
Fire say from hand?
Oh, maybe. It's my first time playing Historic, chat. I'm sorry. You can cast no more? Really? I don't know. That
You
seems...
may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana costs.
I guess Uro is just
Doesn't
an alternate
Escape say you're
cost.
casting it? I don't...
Let's learn together, chat. Let's learn together. Yeah, so Escape. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. It's casting it.
Is that an escape cost and not a mana cost? Is
Yeah,
that,
for
that
its
why?
escape cost is the...
Correct, yeah.
Okay. That's
Okay.
how they define their terms? Okay.
All right. Sorry,
I
chat.
can buy that.
I like it. To be fair, I had a lot of lands on tap, but I'm not positive I had green, blue. But to be fair, Earl was like, maybe I shouldn't have even cast it because I had so many other things going on. I probably should have just like cast Fae and was discarding cards and, you know.
Yeah, don't think that one was very necessary.
Yeah. But hey, good to learn. Good to learn. Historic, people can't make mistakes in Historic because it's only an online format. So we are one of the few people who can make Historic mistakes here.
A pioneer, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, you look like you don't have a great hand.
I do not.
Good.
I think this hand is too slow.
Yes. Game 5 for the marble to keep me alive in the marbles.
Well, that would have made my hand a lot better.
Good. And you are on the play. Oh, that's not a good start either. Oh, crap. Mine's terrible. I have a lot more awkward looking hands than you do, though, to be fair. So,
Yeah, that is a good sample hand deck.
yeah, that is a good sample hand. You're like, oh, should I play this deck? Oh, no. But then you look at this last game and you're like, oh, yes.
Sometimes it looks just like a random stack of cards you found on your kitchen counter.
Yeah. Like when I used to make like 79 card decks just because I really liked all these cards and I didn't want to make any cuts when I was a kid.
They're all great. How can I cut them?
Exactly. I remember just having like every dual land in and I was just like, I'm just playing good cards. Brad just looked at me.
So
He was still playing Well-Wisher deck, so he wasn't necessarily a pro yet either. But
So just to get the actual thing on Gather here, it says if you cast a spell with its escape permission, you can't choose to apply any other alternative costs or to cast it without paying its mana cost.
all right. Good to know.
Okay.
Good to know. All right, let's try this.
I just thought escape was you can cast this card from your, graveyard if you exile 5 cards.
Same.
It was just casting normally. It does still trigger cast things.
That's the first time we've ever been wrong, though, so.
It is the only time, really.
Yeah, it's really not going to happen again. Okay, so my hand is definitely a keeper. I just don't know what to bottom.
Ditto.
I think it's one of these two, maybe this third. I need these, so it's between these.
I think I'm just gonna bottom this one.
I think I'm just going to bottom this one. I think this is more important. It's more important to have that to do on one of the earlier turns. All right, let's do it.
Elf.
All right. I won't be doing that play, I'm sure. All right, so let's go with this. Scry. Ooh, that's an interesting one. That could be good. Maybe I want to keep this. All right, your turn. I might regret that.
Frostodon.
Okay,
You can go.
here you
go. Shock Questing Beast. I take 1 from this, so I'm at 17. Attack for 7.
Okay. 13.
17, 13. You can go.
Oh, I'm very much regretting keeping this card on top that I kept. I'm going to play a Fae. Go.
You take 1.
Oh, yep.
12.
That was not what I wanted to see.
Attack for 7.
Yep, down to 5.
And I will play a Clothis, which is not a creature yet. I have 6 devotion.
Yep.
Play Forest and pass.
Yeah, we're dead. Let's see if I would have gotten 1 card down, it wouldn't have mattered. But I had Shatter, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to try to play around Clarion, I actually held this thing, like maybe if you Clarion, I could like play this something plus something else.
Yeah.
But I might have given you an extra turn. Ooh, that would have been a good draw too.
That would have probably been a game winner, especially because I just had all gates, you know? Yeah. I was just trying to shatter on 4 and hope that's enough, but it wasn't even close. I was going to have to shatter on 5. And I didn't get red for fires. I mean, that is the problem with this deck, right? Like, it's just...
Even if you shatter that turn, like,
No, the closest was game over, I think.
Yeah.
The closest was just game over for me. That was, like, the least thing I wanted to see. I just wanted you to have more creatures, you know?
You're at 5. I'm just going to closest the shatter, bring you to 3, blow up a land, attack you to 1, and now you just have no outs.
Yeah, and I mean, if you didn't have Clothis and I could just Wrath, you know, maybe I could come back. But the inevitability of Clothis there was going to wreck me. Yeah. Like, I could Uro to gain some life and stuff. You would have been able to eat it.
Uro, again.
Yeah.
You'd have to, like, have landed a big Crisis and pressure me with that while dealing with my board and gaining life.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of ifs.
Easy. So, well, what do you think? Should we play one more pity game, even though we'll say you took it down?
No, let's get to the 3rd match. We'll get a best of 5. Maybe that goes long.
That sounds great, because we got a good one.
And then if we got some time, we'll just let the chat decide what weird match they want to see. At least 6 decks.
I like that. Chat, keep that in mind. We got these 6 decks. Keep in mind what matchup maybe you'd want to see. You know, maybe my 3rd deck against Ross's 1st deck, for instance. That seems like a close, fair one.
Well, Corey's going to be moving into the nostalgia end of things here, playing some Jund dinosaurs in the last match. And I'm
Dinos.
I'm going to be playing a sweet list from Frank Moon, a friend of mine, that he tweeted out. It is Selesnya Adventures.
Oh.
But like with March of the Multitudes and Venerated Loxodon, Conclave Tribunal, all that good Convoke stuff with the cheap creatures. But you also get to play Ranger of Eos in Historic, which works really well with Edgewall Innkeeper. So we'll see how those synergies come together, as opposed to Corey just trying to play the beatdown. And we will wrap up today on Versus Live after, a 5-minute break?
5 minutes.
Awesome. 5 minutes, we'll be back. That'll be our last match. Don't go anywhere.